Hello, everyone. Welcome to the University of Idaho's new international student presentation. So we are very excited for the students that are here with us today to talk about the University of Idaho and get you guys ready to come to Moscow. I'm Mary Ellen Brewick, and I'm the manager of our international marketing and recruitment at the University of Idaho. And I'm here with Shawn Greenfield.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here today. My name is Shawn Greenfield, as Mary Ellen mentioned. I'm the coordinator for international marketing recruitment. Maybe I've seen a couple of you on the road. I get to have the opportunity to travel around and represent the university all over the world, and so it's been a busy year so far, and we've had the opportunity to be in South America a little bit, throughout the Middle East, South Korea, China. So we've made the rounds quite a bit.
The format of the presentation today is going to be first a PowerPoint presentation from Shawn, and then our international student advisor, Ashley Ding. So she'll be joining us in a minute. After we spend about 20 minutes going through a PowerPoint, then we have some current students here that are going to be ready to answer any questions that you guys have. So you are very welcome to type your questions into the question bar, which I think you can see on your computer screens, and we will answer the questions throughout the presentation. We will be happy to answer anything we can, so don't be shy about answering any question or asking any questions. And we will get started. I think the biggest thing too is if you are having any technical difficulties, please type that in and let us know, and we will work on them to make sure that everybody can hear and see and participate as fully as possibly.
We have had an issue apparently with the Adobe Flash, so if you kind of flick on and off your video, it should hopefully work from there. But yeah, if you have any issues at all, please let us know.
Okay. I'm going to introduce Ashley Ding, and she and Shawn will walk through the presentation with you all. So, Ashley, I'll let you sit here. Okay.
Hi, my name is Ashley. I'm an international student advisor, and I will be talking about some very important pre-arrival information. And I will let Shawn start.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So today, as we just kind of went over introductions a little bit, my name's Shawn Greenfield again, and I'll just kind of give you a quick overview of what you can expect today in today's presentation with the University of Idaho. And then, as Mary Ellen mentioned, at the end we'll be sure to leave plenty of time to have our student panelists respond to any questions that you might have. And we'll be sure to introduce those students to you later. They're coming from all over the world and were in your same shoes at one time, preparing to come all the way to the United States. So they have some really good pointers and recommendations to leave with you all, and hopefully can be good recommendations for you all. So today we're going to be covering a lot of information, and so hopefully we'll be able to answer a lot of the questions that you might have in our presentation. But be sure to take notes and write down any questions that you might have. So if we don't get to them in the next half hour to an hour, we'll be sure to address them later on. But today we just really wanted to leave you with some good takeaways as you're preparing to come to the United States. So we want to go over some expectations of what you can expect here at the University of Idaho, in our region, and just coming to America in general. And then at the beginning of each semester we have an orientation process as well. And so we'll kind of go over some of those details and help you prepare for that. Talk a little bit about our Vandal Link program and how we'll help connect you to the campus here and really integrate you into the lifestyle. And then also share some information about pre-arrival and when you actually arrive to Moscow, Idaho, and how we'll pick you up and take you to our campus and get you all settled in. And then, of course, at the end, we'll have our panelists offering their helpful tips and helping answer any questions or concerns that you might have. So I just kind of wanted to give a little friendly reminder and just kind of an overview of our region. Hopefully by this point, most of you are aware of where the University of Idaho is located. We are the premier state institution, and we're located in the state of Idaho, which is up in the northwest of the United States. As you can see on the map, we're located next to Washington State, Oregon State, and Montana. And as kind of a little point of reference, we're about 1 hour's flight from Seattle. So most of you flying into the country will probably be routed from Seattle, and then we'll fly into Pullman Moscow Airport. And that airport's really close to the University of Idaho. It's only about a 10-15 minute drive. So our region is very accessible. We're really proud about our outdoors and our region where we're located, and that carries a big part of what we're all about here at the University of Idaho. There's a lot to get involved in, a lot to do. We have over 200 plus different student clubs and organizations. So whatever your interests are, there's something to get involved in. And especially if you like the outdoors, that's something you can really take advantage of here. But even if you don't, there's plenty of other stuff to do. So with that, I'd like to pass it over to my colleague Ashley, and she'll carry us forward.
And I'm Ashley. I'm from China. I have been here working for the International Programs Office for about 2 years now. I want to talk about my role for a little bit. What international student advisors do. So I will be helping you guys with the pre-arrival information. So if you guys will be receiving a lot of emails from me about how to register classes, how to pay fees, and what time you need to buy insurance. So the first very important thing I'm going to say is make sure to check your emails. And so since we are going to send everything to your email, at the very beginning, we will send it to both your personal and vendor email. So make sure you check your personal email and then start getting used to the vendor email and start using that. I was just thinking what you guys might be interested to know. So I was thinking you guys might really want to know what your file looks like. The picture right here, if you guys can see the PowerPoint, it's one of our university's featured building. It's very old. It's I think it's over 100 years old. Yeah, and so as you guys already maybe if you checked your email today or last weekend, you already received an email from me. It's saying about information about a new international student orientation. This is very important, and every international student is required to attend. And when you guys can download this PowerPoint here, and later on we will send this PowerPoint to you guys, and you guys will be able to click on this link, so you guys can see the actual schedule on it. The days. So make sure you arrive for the orientation, and the orientation days is from August 19th to 23rd. And every single day is required to be there. If you go to the schedule in July, it will be a very detailed schedule you can see. The reason it's very important for you to be there is because you will learn all the UFI policies, regulations, and the resources, and the immigration laws and the regulations for international students. We also invite local phone companies, banks to come over, so for you guys to set up a banking account or by a phone.
And if I could add just one thing too, it's also an excellent time just to get connected with your other peers. There's a lot of new students coming in, and it's a great time to connect. And oftentimes, the students going through orientation end up being lifelong friends. So it's just a great time to interact with other incoming new students, but also students who have already been here for a while. So you just get kind of plugged in right away with the university. And so.
Yeah, exactly. And we have lots of activities every day, and we provide the food, and the students can actually have a lot of fun there. Yeah. Next thing I want to talk about is our Vendor Link program. So what is the Vendor Link program? It's a program we started about 2 semesters ago. So we recruit American students or international students who have been here over a year. so they are very experienced or they know the American culture here. So we let them help our new coming international students to learn American culture, and they will be helping with the pre-arrival questions as well, and they will help you guys after you guys get here and take you guys out and hang out with you. So we found a buddy for you, buddy.
Yep.
Anyway, so you right now you haven't heard anything from your Vando link yet, but later on we will assign several students to each link. A link is a person, so they will be contacting you through email, and then you guys can change it to Skype or QQ or whatever you use, and you guys can talk through and you can ask them questions too, and they will all be at orientation and you will be see them all. So, and make sure to talk to them, and they are very helpful. So here is a very important pre-arrival checklist. So before you come here, make sure, and what you can do right now. First of all, is complete the arrival pickup for orientation form. If you are flying, so our international programs office offer airport pickup to only one airport, which is Moscow Pullman Regional Airport. This is not an international airport, so mostly students would fly to Seattle and transfer to Pullman Airport. If you decide to go to Spokane or another airport, we send out a welcome package. It has lots of important information. Make sure to read every page of it, and you will find out helpful information regarding how to come to UFI from other airports besides Pullman. If you do come to Pullman, make sure to sign up on this form, and so we will have someone pick you up from the airport. Next thing is, like what we just mentioned, everyone is required to attend orientation. Orientation starts on August 19th. However, you cannot move if you live on campus. You are not allowed to move on to campus from until after August 22nd, which means from 19th to August 23rd, you will probably have to stay in a hotel if you don't have other place to stay. And our office work with some hotels, and we have discount with them. So make sure if you need a hotel room to stay, make sure to sign up right here. Go to this website. Next thing is every student is required to have insurance at the University of Idaho. So you can, when you register classes, you have to choose say, yes, I want to buy UFI insurance. However, if you have your own insurance or that meet our requirements, or you are sponsored students that you have a insurance from your sponsors, so then you can waive your UFI insurance. Make sure to go to this website and check out the information what you need to do. And these first forms need to be done before the school starts. Next thing is, of course, register for housing. Make sure you have a room to stay after you come. Go to this website and you can find all the questions, and there will be contact you. So you can, if you have questions, you can contact them as well. Of course, you can always contact me, your links, by email or phone call or anything. Register for classes. It's not, you can still register classes after you come to UFI. However, we really strongly recommend you to do it right now, because some very popular classes might be filled up very soon. One thing I want to mention is for undergraduate student, you have to talk to your academic advisor first in order to register classes. For graduate students, you don't have to talk to your advisor. However, we still recommend you to do so. And if you don't know who your advisor is, if you go to this website, and you can find out how to find your academic advisor's name. And so for some of you guys, if you haven't received a admissions letter, and you can, after you receive it, you can also find your advisor's name on your admissions letter. How to make a payment. So if you go to this link, it will show you how to make an international payment if you decide to pay tuition and fees right now. you can also do it after you come to the University of Idaho.
I have a quick comment too. Most of you on your acceptance letter should have received information regarding VandalWeb on those accounts, so you should hopefully have all been able to log into that account, which is where you'll find information on how to register for classes, find out about any potential scholarships you've received, and also make payments to the university for your registration and all of that. So definitely get familiar with your email and with our VandalWeb accounts as well, because that's your main portal into the University of Idaho.
Yes. And if you are sponsored students, make sure to talk to your sponsor before you come, because they might have very important information for you, and many times they are very helpful with your pre-arrival information as well. So make a travel arrangements. We suggest you guys to arrive on campus at least 2 days before the new orientation, new international student orientation. This is because so you can avoid jet lag or in case travel delays. For those students who are going to work on campus, we suggest you to come to the University of Idaho around 2 weeks or 2 weeks to 30 days before the orientation. As if you need to work here, you need to apply for Social Security number in order to work, and this can take up to 2 weeks. And all the international students are allowed to come to the school 30 days before the school starts. If you go to the next link, what to bring, it's our suggestions, what we suggest you to bring here. Basically, we do not suggest you to take the things that you can get from here. Mostly, if you have a medical background, history, bring that in English. If you have a very specific prescription, you can bring that in English as well. Also, I would say converter, because in America the electricity current is 110. And I know in many other countries it's 240, so things like that. So go check this out and make sure what you know to bring. Hotel accommodations. So for those ones, you want to find your own hotel, and you don't want to go through the reservation form through us. And if you go to this hotel accommodations link, you will find all the hotel informations in Moscow. Financial arrangements. So make sure before you come, make sure you have some cash to be used in the airport or before you come. And we mostly suggest you to use a credit card, because it's the most convenient and easy way. But you can go to this link and find out more information. Make a copy of all your documents, your I-20s. If you get your visa, make a copy of your visa, your passport. All these documents, if you have a birth certificate, make a copy of your birth certificate as well. Maybe put them separately in case you lose one copy. Label your luggage inside and out. Write down your name, and if you have an address in Moscow already, put down your address in Moscow. If you don't have, you can put down our address. If you guys have questions about our address, I don't think it's in this PowerPoint. But if you go to the orientation website, is our International Programs Office website. You can find our address there. Carry all your legal documents. What is saying here is you need to carry all your legal documents with you, not in the luggage, as you will be required to, the customs will required to check them. Check with the airlines. Make sure you know their luggage requirement, and I would suggest you to double check with them maybe 24 hours before you leave. Make sure your flights have no changes. Leave a phone number with someone you know in your home country. So if you don't know anyone in the U.S. right now, you can put anyone of our Shawn's mine, and we will give out more contacts later, and leave one of our contacts with your home country, just in case someone, your family are worried and they need to get a hold of you. Next I will talk a little bit about Moscow. What to expect in Moscow? Moscow is ranked one of the 100 best small art towns in America. and it's a very, very friendly little town. And I have been hearing a lot of the comments from students. That is what they love about Moscow. And the environment is fantastic. It's very beautiful. There are about 23,000 residents here in Moscow. It's pretty small, and about 12,000 of them are U of I students. There's like Shawn introduced earlier, Pullman, Washington is very close to us. It's about 8 miles away. And there's a Pullman trail between Moscow and Pullman. So in summer, people usually run or ride a bike along the trail. And it's very beautiful. In Moscow, the cost of living is very low, relatively low compared to bigger cities. And it's very nice and cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just within the whole region, I mean, with our university and other universities nearby, there's roughly 40,000 students within this whole 30-mile radius. So it's very engaging. There's always things going on, lots of festivals, farmers markets in the summers. So it's a really nice time throughout the year to get out, get involved, and it really ties together the academic lifestyle and the personal lifestyle.
Yep, and right here the picture is a corner of Moscow. Yeah. Transportation in Moscow. This is suggested by some students, and because they wanted to know what it's like to travel in Moscow. Moscow is a pretty small town. I would say if you want to walk around the whole Moscow, it can take about 2 hours. You can walk all the way. And from Monday to Friday, we have a bus, and it's free for everyone. It can take you to pretty much everywhere in Moscow. If you want to travel far away, you will have to use like public buses, which is not like some major cities in many other countries. It's like 10 minutes per route. But here it's like you have maybe 1 bus a day or 2 buses a day if you want to travel longer distance. And we do have like Pullman Airport is 8 miles away if you decide to fly. So there's an airport about 8 miles away.
And I was also a student here. I'm an alum of the university, and my 4 years spent on campus, I didn't have a vehicle at all. And so it's really convenient just to walk or even have a bike. I mean, the university is central to the city, and we're only about a 10 minutes walk from the campus to downtown, where there's lots of nice coffee shops and restaurants scattered all across the way. So it's really accessible.
Yep. Weather in Moscow, climate in Moscow. Don't be scared by this picture. But Moscow can be very wintry in winter. The temperature in winter it can be from 0 to 40 Fahrenheit, which is about -10 degrees. And in summer it can be beautiful and nice. It can be up to 70 to 100 Fahrenheit, which is about 30 to 40 degree Celsius. So in winter, of course, you definitely need gloves and clothes and scarves. So the weather here is actually very nice. The air is very clear, and many people really enjoy it.
Yeah, throughout the year, I mean, you'll really experience all 4 seasons, kind of the textbook definition of all the seasons. So as Ashley mentioned, our summers are really nice, what you'd expect, warm, dry weather, not very humid. Winters are cold, snowy, and then our spring and fall are very mild and kind of moderate. So you'll see all 4 seasons, sometimes even within the same day. But, yeah.
Yep.
Go down.
Okay. If you would like to find out more information about Moscow, here are some links you can go to and find out more information about the weather or transportation. Right now you cannot click on these links, but because you have to download it in order to click. Anyway, in the background are some corners of Moscow. Hope you can get an idea of it. Okay. In the University of Idaho, there are about 200 student groups. And of course, our international student groups are very active and they are very helpful. Here I listed a few international student groups contact information. If you feel more comfortable, or you want to learn from students from your home country what they feel about Moscow, or you already know someone, or you want to know someone, to be able to speak in your own language. And here are some contact information, like a Chinese student QQ group, Indian Student Association, Saudi Arabian Students Association, and there are way more than that. If you click on more, and you can find out more of their contacts. And the background is our international students had a pumpkin carving contest. Our international students on the whole, as a big group, they are very, together and do things. We have lots of activities throughout of the year. And last but not the least is our contact, some useful contact information. On the left column, and the very top one is me. I'm the student advisor. You can see my phone number and email right here. So contact me anytime if you have any questions. If I don't know the answer, I can help you find the right resources. And Brad Travis, he is in charge of the Link program, and he is our AmeriCorps member, and he is very helpful as well. He's American, and you guys can contact him as well. Tammy Johnson, she's not, both of them, they are not here today. Tammy is our manager, and she's very experienced with the immigration questions. And Shawn is right here. If you guys have questions, you guys can contact him anytime. I will say it on behalf of him.
And I'll also, as I mentioned earlier, I am on the road a lot, and so I'm actually going to be heading to China, and then followed by a trip to South Korea. So if any of you are currently online and would like to connect with me personally, definitely send me an email, and I'd be happy to help answer any questions that you might have. So.
Yeah. And on the right side, there's the information about university housing and admissions office. If you still have questions about your admission application, student account if you want to know how to make a payment, registrar office if you have some credits you want to transfer to your file, this is where you need to contact. And the health insurance office if you have questions about health insurance. I want to say, so this is a pretty basic information, and we will be following up with more very specific instructions on how to do everything. So make sure to check your email.
Yeah. And so now, if you have any questions, I do see a couple comments here, but please enter any questions that you have. We're going to turn the camera and kind of have our panelists introduce themselves and maybe share a couple comments, but yeah, please, if you have any questions or just kind of want to get their perspective, definitely now's the time to ask some questions. So.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So let's turn this, and then Shawn, can you get the? Okay, so give us a minute. We're gonna get the camera figured out. Turn the projector on. All right, let's see. Hey guys. All right, so we're gonna move this back a little bit. Awesome. So you can't see yourselves very well, but here's the camera. So I have you all on screen, and I think we are going to start by just having you guys introduce yourselves, and then I'll ask you a few questions to get us started. So we have about 15 students on the computer right now, but the nice thing about this is that they will also save this so students can watch it at any time. So even though it's a small group right now, we'll be sending it out to all the incoming students too. So let's start. I'm gonna kind of, okay, so we're gonna start with just some introductions. So let's start, and we'll just go down the line, and if you guys would just say your name and what country you're from and what you're studying, that would be great to get us started.
Hello guys, I'm Huiran. I'm from India, Mumbai, and I study here mechanical engineering. Yeah.
Thanks.
So I'm Luding from China, and my program is landscape architecture. Nice to see you guys.
My name is Abdulmajid Ratevi. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I've been here in Moscow, Idaho since 2011. I really like it, enjoy it. My major is computer science. Nice to meet you.
Hi guys, my name is Yuan. I'm from China, Shanghai. I've been studying here marketing for almost 2 years, and I really enjoy here. And nice to see you guys.
Great. Okay, so before we go any further, I would like to just ask the audience if you guys can hear okay. So I'm just going to ask that question. If you're having trouble hearing, if the volume is too low, please type a little comment in the questions box. So, okay, for a first question, why don't, I'm going to just ask some questions and maybe one or two people could answer. We don't have to have everybody answer every question. What have you guys found is the most surprising thing about Moscow or the University of Idaho?
Moscow is like, as you said, it's a really nice environment, and people are really nice. They're helpful than whichever people I have met all around the world. But people from Moscow are really helpful, and the university, all people are really helpful. Any kind of problems you have a bunch of friends. They're always ready to help you. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, thanks. Anybody else want to say something about a surprising thing you found living here?
The first thing is when you landed, you will be surprised. It's so small here, but actually when you stay longer, you will feel like so many things to do. So you will find fun here.
Awesome. Thanks. Okay, cool. What about some things that, let's talk a little bit about the academics of going to school either in the United States or at the University of Idaho. What tips or recommendations would you have for new students coming in to be prepared for college in the United States?
Well, I would say just go through your department's website and follow your curriculum, and just do a really good study of your curriculum and look at your professor's profile and talk with them if you have any question. And if you have any question, just talk. Just don't be shy.
Okay, great, thanks. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Also, like the advisor that you will, the advisor that the university give it to you, like give you advice about what you will studying in university, who will help you like to choose what subject you need to take for each semester. So I think this is really helpful.
Okay, that's a great tip to connect with your academic advisor. They can really help give you some good guidance. Looks like we were getting some questions, so we'll get to all the questions that are coming up. So feel free to keep writing in, and we'll cover all of those as well. What about connections with American students? How have you guys found, what have you done to connect with American students?
Honestly, American students here are really easy to connect with, as long as you speak a simple English.
Okay.
Yeah, especially during class, and after class you can just ask about the study group and then social work. It's really fun to connect with them, and it's always easy for them to solve about.
Okay, awesome. That's good to hear that it's easier than maybe you were expecting.
Oh yeah.
Good.
I got some girlfriends. So.
Okay. Other tips about connecting with American students?
Yeah, for the freshmen, I recommend they live in the LLC or tower or any on-campus living space, because you got a big chance to connect with those Americans. And actually, since you are really rural person here compared to the Americans, so they'll find it interesting in talking with you and hang out with you. So don't be shy.
Okay, awesome. What about connections with students from your own countries? Have you guys been, have there been enough students from your home countries? Have there been too many? Have you guys connected with them? What has been your experience with students from your own countries?
So the thing is that I'm from India, so we don't have that so many students from India as compared to other universities, but we have really good number of Indian students here. But yeah, since we are away from our home, so we form a kind of family here. So everybody is ready to help you anytime. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Good. Okay. So it sounds like there's a good Indian community.
Yeah, really good. Really closely connected community.
Okay, cool. How about China, Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, that, like for Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Association Club, they make like a Facebook page. Like every event they make, like when they like want to go outside for camping, they like try to gather all the Saudis together, or like for the crosswalk, they try to like sit together, try to get ideas, to make the event good.
Cool. Okay.
I'm president of Chinese Student and Scholars Association, so I suggest you guys to connect us with Facebook, Renren, and the QQ. So we support, we're getting ahead a lot of information about living life and studying here. And also we offer at least two events every year, so like Mid-Autumn Festival and the Chinese New Year Festival. And we'd like to invite more Chinese students to join us to perform to do performance.
Cool. Okay, what about the town of Moscow? What do you guys think about Moscow, like culturally? What is there to do here? What do you guys like to do in your free time?
Well, it's like our usual routine is like go to school, morning, come back home, do your job, and at evening hang out with your friends in downtown. Downtown is really cool. As Shawn said, there are like so many coffee shops and really nice restaurants. Yeah, so it's a really nice place to hang out. And on weekends you can go for camping. So yes, there's so many activities going around. So
Okay.
it's good.
Cool.
We have jazz festival and art galleries. We have brand doing performance in the wine bar or either the coffee shop. So a lot of activities, and we are the top 100 art town, I guess, in US. So really fun.
Also like the event that I go make, like ice skating, surfboard, and skateboard, other things. Going to Seattle, it's really fun to join it.
You can do everything here. If you really enjoy nature, he has the Arboretum. It's a really great place right beside the golf park. And so like my friends from Alaska, and she always just go to Arboretum to enjoy himself and enjoy free time, to have a picnic and something, just like enjoy the nature. It's a great place.
Awesome. Okay, good. I'm glad you guys aren't only studying and, learning lots of really great, interesting things in your majors, but also getting out and experiencing a little bit of the culture. So we have a couple questions coming through. Looks like there's a question from a student who's wondering when they would find out about their admission. So that is a great question. We generally, if you're applying for undergraduate study for fall 2013, we're able to offer admission as long as you meet our minimum requirements within a couple weeks of getting a complete application. So for the student that has asked about their acceptance, we're going to ask that you contact Shawn Greenfield, and he will be able to look up your specific record, and we can make sure you get all the information that you need.
And another point with that too, I mean, if you log into the same website that you created your application using the same email and password, you can also keep a hold and be updated on the status of your application. And you can see on that site, it's VandalWeb, where if there's any documents or other materials for your application that might be missing and holding up your application. But yeah, definitely email me and I can help kind of walk you through the process.
Great. Okay, so then we also had a question from a student looking to pursue online study for a master's program. And we do have some master degree programs that are completely online. So that would also be a good specific question to ask Shawn Greenfield or Ashley, and we can get you more information for specific degrees. When you guys are typing in your questions to the question box, we're going to answer them verbally. We're going to answer them by speaking. We won't type you back an answer. There's a question about scholarships. Do any of you guys want to talk about scholarships? Are any of you guys receiving scholarships from the University of Idaho, or are you working while you're a student here? Maybe you guys could talk about that a little bit.
So there are like many opportunities to get scholarships here. So if you're undergrad, yeah, there like IPO is always there to help you out to find right scholarship for you. And if you're a graduate student, that is not a big problem for you. But yeah, there are so many opportunities to apply for scholarships. Yeah, once you come here, you will get to know much more better ways to get scholarships.
And looks like this student is from Saudi Arabia. Majid, do you have any suggestions?
About like the Saudi
Mhm.
scholarship?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when he come here, he need
Mhm.
to get like letter from you guys, like a proof that he will gonna study here, and he will need to get a letter from the register, proving that, and he will
Mhm.
send it to the SACM. He will get the financial guarantee as soon as possible.
And so I think also to say that the University of Idaho does have a lot of Saudi Arabian students that are here sponsored by their government. So we are one of the universities that can accept students that are studying on a scholarship from the Saudi Arabian government.
And many students also decide to work. So under your visa, your student visa to come to the United States, you're able to work up to 20 hours on campus. And there's usually a lot of on-campus jobs that our students take advantage of as well.
Have you guys ever worked on campus?
I do work.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what you work and what you do.
I work as a teaching assistant as well as SPL for as well, sound production and lighting. It's a really nice experience. So I get a really nice technical knowledge in SPL, and as a TA, little bit professional experience also.
Cool.
And if some people don't have really strong academic skill, you can apply for the restaurant and also the rec center. I'm working in the rec center right now. That's a great place. It's like people working out in that place. Also, if you want to apply that job, I suggest you like apply earlier, because a lot of people looking for this job is because this job is no some such a requirement. And also you can apply for the library. So this kind of job is depends on the visa. Usually it's really nice and simple. It didn't take so much time for your academic hours. So it's really nice.
Cool. Shawn, do you want to answer the question? Let's
Yeah.
turn the camera. For you viewers, I'm sorry to be moving the camera a little bit, but it maybe makes sense to have Shawn answer some more questions about scholarships. So we had a question about scholarships for students that are just entering the University of Idaho, and
Yeah. So as an undergraduate applicant, we have 2 scholarships that we offer, and we don't have any additional application that's required for these scholarships. Our main scholarship that we do offer, and anyone is eligible for it so long as they meet the minimum requirements, and that is called our Discover Idaho International Award. And you can find all this information on our website, and I'd be happy to send you the links just so you can see that information. But basically with our Discover Idaho scholarship, there's 2 different categories of award. So it's based entirely on your GPA, your academics. GPA, for those that might not know, stands for grade point average. So we look at your cumulative grades, and so long as you have a minimum 3.25, you're going to automatically qualify for one of those awards. So when you send us your official transcripts from either your high school or any universities that you've attended, we'll evaluate those, and then if you fall within the range, we'll automatically post that to your account. And so the 2 ranges are a 3.25 to a 3.59, or sorry, 325 to a 359, and that's a $1,500 scholarship that you'll receive each year for up to 4 years. And then the next tier, it's a little bit higher, is a 3.6 and above for your grade point average. And if you fall within that category, you'll automatically receive $3,500 per year for 4 years. So really it's about a $1,500 scholarship. And in order to maintain that award, you just have to keep a 2.8 GPA on campus. Our other scholarship that we do offer are in the forms of international tuition waivers. And these are a little bit more competitive. Again, for this scholarship, we don't require any sort of additional application. You simply have to apply to the university. We'll look at your transcripts. But for these tuition waivers, we look at a couple other different factors. So as a university, we have over 650 international students coming from over 70 different countries. And we're always looking to promote our programs and diversify that international number a little bit more. So with those tuition waivers, we're looking at a couple key factors. The primary one, again, is your grades. So we're looking for a minimum 3.0 GPA. And we're also looking for applicants and students coming from underrepresented student populations on our campus. And so again, we'll kind of consider all applications for those awards, and then we'll issue it from there. So.
And both of these scholarships applies to freshmen if you graduate from high school and transfer students as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And another point to mention too is that we do have some other financial aid opportunities available once you're already a student and enrolled. And I believe those start after a year you've been enrolled.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So, and of course we always recommend too, there's thousands and thousands of dollars available in the private side. So there's lots of websites you can go to look at different financial aid options. And some of those other scholarship opportunities that are outside the University of Idaho, maybe you just have to write an essay or complete a separate application. But there's a lot of funding available out there. It just is a matter of searching and looking for it. So.
Cool. Okay, let's move it back to our students. Sorry, you guys are getting a little tour of our conference room as well here. Okay, so I thought I would ask just a couple more questions. Do you want to talk a little bit about the food? What have you loved about the food? Do you guys cook a lot? Do you eat out a lot? Is it expensive? Is it cheap? What kind of tips would you have about living in the United States and eating food on a college campus?
Here in itself in Moscow, you have so many options. Even though if you say like it's a small, not big city, but it's a small town, but you have so many options here, from cheap food to really good, really expensive restaurants also, if you say. And usually we cook at home too, and you get most of the stuff you need here in Winco or Walmart, so it's not a big problem.
Okay, cool. So you've been able to find everything you've wanted to cook.
Yeah, you
at
get
home.
everything you need. You just need to find out.
Okay, cool. How about for the rest of you?
For the Chinese restaurant, we have several, like 4 Chinese restaurants around the campus. The cost will around 13 to 20 per person. We share the meal dish with others. And then you can also go to the Pullman, which is 30 minutes away from here. They have better Chinese restaurant, and the Korean and the Japanese sushi place and the Korean barbecue. They are very delicious. And also we have a China buffet here, which is $8 for lunch and like close to $11 for dinner. Very cheap. And also you can have most of things from Winco that you can cook yourself. And also we have an Asian market just beside our campus. Walk distance, like 10 minutes. You can get all the Chinese sauce, hot sauce, everything.
Lou, do you cook a lot for yourself too?
Yes.
Cool.
Like for the Arbiter flavor or food, I cannot find it here sadly, but you can find this Spokane.
Okay.
It's around 1 hour and a half. and like that for like the main flavors like who miss like some other food or desserts can find it. But the other like general like things like rice or curry, what other things, they can find it here in Inco or Walmart too.
Okay. So you kind of stock up when you go to Spokane.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so those three people, students, are really talking about Moscow food. Moscow is a place you can find a fancy restaurant like a sangria and also have a lot of fast food restaurant. And one great thing for Moscow is like if some people stay really late, you will always find a restaurant open 24 hours, like Sherry's, McDonald's. If you have a car, you can just go through in. Have a bagel shop. It's just wonderful place. You will never stop couldn't find a place to eat. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so I see we have another question about housing. Do you guys want to talk about maybe where you currently live, if you lived on campus, off campus, if you've had roommates? Give the students on the computer some tips about housing.
So myself, I live off campus, and most of the Indian students they live off campus.
Okay.
And it's a really nice. We have really good apartments, and we have so many roommates.
And one thing I have to add on to that is the University of Idaho requires all the first year undergraduate students you have to live on campus. So for the first year, you can check out a housing website, U of I housing website, and find out different styles of housing on campus. And then the second year, you can move out, and there are lots of leasing companies, renting companies you can rent from. Yeah.
Yep. So if you're coming directly from high school, you need to live on campus your first year. If you're transferring from a university or you're coming as a graduate student, then you're welcome to live wherever you like.
Yeah.
And we always recommend living on campus at least your first year because, I mean, it's just a great introduction to student life in the United States. And studies show that students living on campus actually perform better academically as well, just with all the resources available to you, access to the library.
And I live on the campus, everything is included in the price. And so you don't have to worry about paying internet or electricity separately. So it makes it actually easier.
Great. Do you guys a few more comments about housing?
So for those freshmen, I recommend LLC for sure. So if you guys want to apply, be quick because that's really hard place. And for graduate students, I recommend on-campus housing, which is named as I forget the name, but you can check it. It is family housing. So check it, family housing on the housing website. You will find it. Oh, South Hill Village, yes, for sure. South Hill Village. So that's an individual, like a villa place. So you have your living room on second floor, and the living room and the kitchen on the first floor. Very nice view.
Cool.
And the cheapest place, I guess, in this whole area.
I live in Baker Street, which is around maybe 12-minute walk. My rent is $720, but I live with the other roommate. The apartment is really nice. I like it. But you can find like other apartment, like a little closer to the campus, but cheaper. But maybe it's not new like the one in Baker Street. Also, like there is a in campus.
Okay, cool. Uni, how about you?
Oh, okay. So live off campus, that's really cheap. You have to worry about everything like actually didn't really say the electric, and the internet fee, and you have to cook by yourself. If you live on campus, you don't need to worry everything. Everything is included in the price, and also you have easy to find American roommates and people living in the same floor. It's just like a social community. You can just talk to freely, and they have RA to take care of you. It's really nice, and also your price includes Bob's. Bob's is an on-campus restaurant, including your housing price. So honestly, I suggest you if you want to find a nice American friends, easily live on campus. If you want to save money, live off campus. That's my suggestion.
Great. That's all really good information. So we're gonna, I think, end right about now. So maybe we could just get one really good tip from each of you. Maybe something that you wish that someone would have told you before you came to Moscow, or before you came to the United States, or before you started college at the University of Idaho. Maybe something that you would tell a little brother or a little sister before they came.
I would say there is only one formula. Don't be shy. Talk with people, and be curious. Just go and look around what's happening. Just don't stay at home and study all day. Go out, find out some new places, and also go to school, do your homework, and make new friends.
Okay, those are really good tips.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So for those students who never been here before, I'll give a tips. We only have 2 seasons, winter and summer. So you can basic on these tips, you can choose your what kind of clothes you will pick up. And for Chinese students specifically, I recommend you guys look for our QQ group, and we will give more information basic on that medium.
I think like the best things to say about Moscow. When you come here, you will be shocked, but when you want to leave, you will miss it.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
So, one sentence, study hard and play hard. Feel free, enjoy America.
Great. Okay, so thank you, gentlemen, very much for being here with us tonight. And I think we're going to sign off also. We'll say goodbye from the rest of the staff at the International Programs Office. So thank you very, very much for joining us. And we hope to, come say hello. We hope to see you in Moscow, Idaho this fall, or in the future too, for those students that have applied for future terms. Please feel free to ask us any questions, send us emails, feel free to call us. We are here to help and would love to answer any questions that we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.